Hello, lifelong learners! Today's episode is lifelong learning outside the classroom through passion and art. I interviewed Mr. Jophel Ybiosa, a young, accomplished, and prolific artist photographer. He's been featured on TV shows and various print media for his advocacy and achievement in the Philippines and abroad. I hope you can learn something from his experience and be inspired by his burning desire to self-improvement. Good afternoon, Mr. Jophel Ybiosa.
Hello, Adrian. Thank you for inviting me in your podcast.
All right, well, it's my honor actually. I know you have been very busy as a photographer, as an employee of a cruise line. So
Yes.
let me just read some of your accomplishments so that our listeners will be inspired by how you strive and how
Mm-hmm.
you worked your butt off to to achieve your status right now. And I guess I
Mm-hmm.
mean the purpose and the goal of this podcast is for the listeners to learn more, to achieve what they want in life. After all, this is about lifelong learning. So
Mm-hmm.
let me just read a portion of what you for of your accomplishments. So Mr.
Sure.
Jophel Ybiosa is an internationally awarded Filipino artist and a nine-time NCCA Ani ng Dangal awardee for visual arts. He's the founder and executive director of an award-winning arts and advocacy group, the Team Who Won Makasining, and works as a master photographer or platinum artist of Princess Cruise Lines. He's an outstanding alumnus for arts and culture of Kulyat High School, a notable alumni awardee for visual arts of Polytechnic University of the Philippines, College of Communication, a member of Federation of Philippine Photographers Foundation, and a member of Society of International Travel and Tourism Photographers, United Kingdom. As an artist, his primary purpose is to share to the world the positive images, inherent beauty, cultural identity, and meaningful story of the Philippines. So there you go. Actually, there are more things I can say about you, but I guess 1 hour podcast is not enough. So, Mr. Jophel Ybiosa, what can you say about all of your accomplishments?
Wow. Well, I'll start with the greetings. Hello, Adrian, and to our avid listeners. Thanks for inviting me here in your podcast, and I'm so glad to hear the introduction. And well, our goal for this podcast is actually to inspire the people, and to share my story. So, yeah, looking forward to this wonderful discussion or wonderful podcast.
Right. So I'm excited actually to know more about you. We have not been in contact for what, a decade?
Yes,
I mean, in person,
a decade, I think.
a decade.
Yes, in
So,
person. Yeah.
but I'm still in the loop when it comes to you because we are friends on Facebook. So
Yes,
I
yes.
get to see what
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing in life, and I'm just pretty
Mm-hmm.
amazed. So before I ask you the formal questions, where are you getting all this energy to pursue your goals? Give me your secret, man.
Well, let me just give you this quotation.
Okay.
For me, art is a product of imagination, passion, and inspiration. Those three important words.
Okay, can you repeat
Those are the
that?
words that, okay, art is a product of imagination,
Right.
passion, and inspiration. So you
Right.
need to be inspired, you need to be passionate, and you need to be creative, I think, to pursue this kind of art. So, yeah, It takes a lot of experiences, struggles, energies to move this art forward. And for me, it's been a long time since I started doing this kind of art, which is photography.
Mm-hmm.
And since I was young, I started to join different competitions. It's been my training ground actually, joining competitions. So I started with the local contests, school-based local contests, then
Right.
step up into national, then eventually international level. And now I'm connected with Princess Cruise Lines
Right.
as master photographer, and I'm glad to travel around the world with my passion, which is photography. So
Wow.
I think it's about first believing in yourself. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know that I have talent, so with that belief, I continue my passion, and I didn't realize that I reached this kind of, you know,
Yeah.
this level in my life that, people appreciate my art, and I receive a lot of awards. I have some guestings. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm just so happy what God have gave me as well. So
Right. You know,
yeah.
people love winners, and you are definitely one
Mm,
of the
yeah.
winners. One of the winners in my circle of Facebook friends, and
Mm,
I've known you since college. I've talked
yes, college.
I've talked to you personally, and I saw something in you. You're
Oh, what
very
was that?
you're a very busy man. You're always
Yes,
occupied with something to do. And at the
yes,
time, I
exactly.
didn't know what exactly your passions were. But I know you were into different organizations. You're always up and
Yes,
about.
yes,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
kakaiba kang tao sa aking paningin ng mga panahon na yon.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
hmm, sige.
yes, tama yung sinabi mo, Adrian, no? So, since college yung nag-meet tayo, alam mo na kung gaano ako ka-busy that time. And marami akong organizations na hinawakan inside and outside College of Communication sa PUP.
Yes.
At aside from academic, kasi syempre, scholar din ako
Yes.
noon. So, focus din ako sa academics. At the same time, I need to balance with my extracurricular activities outside the university.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun, talagang busy ako that time. Yun nga, napaisip nga rin ako, saan ba galing yung energy na yun? Tinatanong ko rin, ba't parang napaka-active ko that time?
Yeah.
Ano ba yun? Saan ba galing yun? Siguro, ganado ako mag-aral. Kasi I think,
Okay.
to be honest, no, masarap mag-aral dyan sa PUP.
Mm.
I mean,
Bakit?
syempre hindi mawawala yung struggle natin as a student to comply with the requirements. Yung cramming nandyan. But at the same time, na-enjoy ko yung college life ko. So, I think kailangan talaga na-enjoy mo yung ginagawa mo. No?
Oh,
Para pag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, like sa work, if you love your work, no,
mm,
magiging productive ka sa work mo. Ganon
right.
din sa pag-aaral. Pag masaya kang nag-aaral, inspirado kang mag-aaral, mag-e-enjoy ka at marami kang
Okay.
magagawa.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's very insightful. Enjoyment in what you do. I think it's one of the
Yes.
key ingredients to success in life. If you enjoy what you do, then you forget all the problems associated with that thing that you do. And since this episode is about lifelong learning outside the classroom through passion and art, I'd like to ask you, sa palagay mo, ano yung mga elemento ng passion mo kung bakit mo nagawa mo na? Ano ang kinakailangan ng
Yes.
ibang tao para sila naman ay maging katulad mo?
Well, very good question, Adrian. To share my experience, no, experience
Mhm.
regarding that question. Bata pa lang ako, na-realize ko na gusto kong maging artist.
Okay.
Okay? So, napansin ko nung high school pa lang, nakahilig ako ng sumali talaga. Iba-ibang genres or iba-ibang discipline of art.
Mhm.
Then, inspired din kasi ako sa mga nakikita kong larawan, images from books, magazines, works
Yes.
of photojournalists. So, na-meet ko rin ang iba-ibang veteran photographers.
Mm.
So, nakasalamuha ko rin sila. Then, nung pumasok naman ako sa PUP, first year college,
Right.
nag-join na ako nitong Sinag Photography Club. Okay?
Okay.
So from there, nag-start na yung na parang na-practice ko na yung photography little by
Okay.
little. Pero wala pa akong proper equipment, ha? Wala pa akong proper equipment that time. So lakas ng loob lang talaga meron ako that time. Lakas ng loob, sumasali na rin ako sa photo contest, school-based, then nationwide, with
Mhm.
just a simple camera,
Wow.
second hand film-based camera that time.
Anong
Sa
brand nun?
sobrang lakas na
Anong brand nun? Natandaan mo pa?
yes, modelo. Yes, meron ako nun Canon 1000 QD, that's film-based camera. And another one, meron din
Okay.
ako Minolta XG1. Kasi
Okay.
remember, film-based pa noon.
Yes.
Papunta pa lang tayo sa transition into
Oh,
digital
yeah.
photography. Remember, no?
Yes.
So, na-practice ko yung film-based photography, which is, kung tutusin, mas magastos.
Mm.
Ngayon, yung allowance ko from my parents, part nun, tinatabi ko.
Okay.
Kasi, yun ang gagamitin ko para makasali. Kasi you need to spend din eh.
Yes.
Printing. Yes, printing ng photos. And then, yung iba may entry fee that you need to pay. Yung malalaking competitions natin. So, magastos siya. So, pinagtyagaan ko yun, yung pag-iipon, para may budget man lang ako to push my art. Sali lang ng sali. Then, nagkaroon ako ng chance to become a member then outside PUP ng Ramon Magsaysay Camera Club.
Okay.
Then eventually Federation of Philippine Photographers Foundation. So I think isa yun sa malaking influence for me, no? Kasi na-meet ko nga doon yung mga veteran photographers. Nakahingi ako ng advice kasi
Right.
syempre pag nakasalumuha ka sa mga advanced photographers or veteran photographers, you can get something like you can
Yes.
be inspired, no? Sa story nila, yung simpleng pakikisalamuha lang sa kanila.
Yes.
Then yung pagbisita ko sa may exhibitions, isa rin yun. So sa factor. So ang daming influence actually for me para maisulong ko yung ganitong art. Marami talaga. At the same time, yung failures, importante, I think. Kasi kung
Okay.
di ka mag-fail, iba eh. I mean, kailangan mo muna mag-fail din para it's a learning process, no? Yung failure kasi part of the success journey. It's a learning process. Doon ka matututo rin from failures pag natalo ka sa competitions. Pag na-miss mo yung isang opportunity na gusto mo, kahit sa trabaho yan, let's say na-reject ka sa isang job application,
Yeah.
learning ano rin yun. For you to, kung gusto mong matuto pa or para next time, alam mo na, no? Alam mo na yung gagawin mo.
Tama. I agree. Totally agree. Sinabi mo kanina na mula bata ka pa, parang gustong-gusto mo nang maging artist.
Yes, yes.
Napatanong tuloy ako, napaisip ako, meron ba sa pamilya nyo na naka-impluwensya sa'yo?
Yun nga yung magandang tanong rin kasi tinatanong din ako, pamilya ba kayo ng artist? Usually they ask me that question. Hindi.
Okay.
Ako lang talaga yung mahilig. Ako yung
Okay.
bunso sa magkakapatid. Walang ibang artist sa pamilya. At siguro, I think, experimentation, exploration outside.
Okay.
No? Yung pakikisalamuha ko nga sa outside world. Let's say, yun ang term na ginamit ko, outside world. Yun yung malaking factor din talaga para sa akin. Kasi na-meet ko na yung mga different artists,
Right.
may mga kaibigan akong artist or tropa, nakakadalaw ko sa exhibitions nila, or may time din na sila rin yung kalaban ko sa mga art competition. So, yun, isa yun sa factor talaga, yung interaction mo with with other artists, no?
Okay.
Laking inspirasyon yun sa akin.
Yeah. And so, iniisip ko nung bata ka pa, gusto mo nasabi mo sa parents mo, I think, yung gusto mo, ano naman yung reaction ng pamilya mo?
Well, sa una, syempre nagtataka rin sila kasi
Mm.
um, well, sa una syempre nagtataka ano daw yung ginagawa ko or ano
Mm.
ba 'tong mga sinasalihan ko.
Mm.
Tapos well, natuwa na sila nung nag-uwi na ako ng award sa bahay. So,
Yeah.
oh, may panalo ka, ano to?
Mm.
May dala akong medal or trophy from a competition, art competition.
Mhm.
Lalo na siguro nung naka-attend na sila kasama ko.
Mhm.
Yung naidala ko na sila sa malaking event, awarding and exhibition. So doon nila na-realize, okay, so yung artista namin talagang artist.
Yes.
Lalo na yung umabot sa level na nakatanggap ako ng isang state recognition, isang major award from the
Yeah.
National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Yun yung
Yeah.
Ani ng Dangal Award, no? So
Yeah.
sa Malacanang yun.
Mhm.
So syempre, as a parent, nakaka-proud din kung anak mo is makikita mo na ginagawa ng prestigious award.
Yes.
So, ayun, naniwala sila, sinuportahan nila ako along the way. Hindi rin naging madali actually kasi sabi ko nga, itong kind of art, magastos, no?
Mhm.
Magastos. So, hindi mawawala yung financial challenges. Maraming nangyari din eh. So, pero hindi ako tumigil talaga. I mean, sabi ko kasi I have a goal that time na I want to move forward with this kind of art. Gusto kong
Okay.
umabot sa international level. So, ayokong matigil dito sa local or national level.
Right.
Gusto ko makapunta ako abroad with my art. I
Right.
want to share my art to the world. Doon na pumasok yung advocacy ko. Kaya kung mapapansin mo sa works ko, may photographic works, nagre-reflect ng cultural identity natin,
Yes.
Filipino.
Yes.
Yung tradition natin, yung stories natin as Filipino. Kasi yun din gusto kong ipakita. So sinamahan ko na ng advocacy. Sabi ko, hindi lang ako sasali sa competitions abroad or exhibitions. Kailangan may advocacy din.
Yeah.
To share my art, to share our story as Filipino to the world. So yun yung patuloy ko ng ginagawa ngayon.
Oo. Sabi mo nga, gusto mo rin ng advocacy maliban sa pagsali sa mga competition at ma-recognize
Yes.
ka abroad. Napansin ko yung kagustuhan mo na ipakita ang side ng Pilipinas sa
Yes.
magandang paraan, meaning
Yes,
positive
exactly.
light.
Positive. Yes.
Pero
Brighter side, ganyan.
alam natin na sa realidad, maraming pa rin dapat magawa sa Pilipinas. So, bakit mo ninais na ipakita ang Pilipinas, ang kultura nito sa positive light?
Yes. Well, as a Filipino, I'm truly proud as a Filipino.
Okay.
Well, masasabi kong proud ako sa lahi ko bilang Pilipino. Sa mga images ko rin na pinapakita, meron din siyang part na kung ano yung issues natin. Ano ba yung social issues? May mga pinapakita din ako.
Okay.
Pero nababalance yun ng mga positive images. Yung culture, tradition natin. Kasi gusto kong maka-inspire ng fellow Filipinos na para magbalik tanaw na ito tayo, may maipagmamalaki tayo bilang Pilipino. Alam natin may mga issues, no?
Yes.
May mga struggling issues, may mga patuloy na issue tayong kinakaharap bilang bansa. Either it's political or socio-historical, cultural, whatever.
Yes.
Meron pa rin tayo maipagmamalaki bilang Pilipino. Kaya naging naging foundation ko na yon sa advocacy ko na kailangan as much as possible kung sasali ako sa isang photo contest abroad, pakita ko naman sana kung ano yung yaman natin bilang Pilipino, which is our cultural identity, tradition, values, positive Filipino values, ayun yung gusto kong ipakita para ma-realize din ng ibang bansa na, so ito pala ang Pilipinas. Maganda talaga, mababait ang mga tao, hospitable ang mga tao, pwedeng makakontribute yun in a way eh.
Yeah.
Let's say, sa creative industry and tourism, lalo't may namimit akong foreigners na mahal talaga ang Pilipinas. May mga kilala akong foreigners na gusto nila talagang dalawin ng Pilipinas. So I think, in that way, makatutulong din yung ganong advocacy para, to uplift din yung spirit natin bilang Pilipino at the same time, makapag-promote na rin tayo.
Yeah.
Na this is our tourism, ito yung pwede naming ipakilala sa inyo bilang Pilipino, subukan nyo kaming dalawin, ang bansa namin, enjoy your stay, no? Maraming ways or maraming factors din na pwedeng maitawid from this kind of advocacy.
Wow. Wow. Inspiring marinig sa'yo yung mga reasons bakit maganda ang Pilipinas sa kabila ng pinagdaraanan natin ngayon. Meron akong naisip, nung ikaw ay nakapanalo sa isang contest, ano yung una mong naisip o naramdaman? So, okay, halimbawa,
yung nanalo, no?
Yung una mong pagkapanalo, ano yung una mong naisip o naramdaman?
Well, syempre overwhelming yon.
Okay.
Surprise, no? Parang nasabi mo sarili mo na I can be an artist. I mean, parang yun ang na-define mo yung sarili mo bilang artist. So, kung na-appreciate ng ibang tao or judges yung work mo, yung obra mo, then you can be a real artist or yung kumbaga mag-e-evolve ka na talaga bilang artist. Tsaka once na ma-experience mo yung ganong kind of event, yung awarding na prestigious, mai-inspire ka palalo. Mai-inspire ka palalo. So yun ang naramdaman ko. So na-inspire ako lalo na magpatuloy. Kasi nag-start nang makatanggap ng award, inspirado ko lalo na gumawa pa ng maraming artwork or mag-shoot pa para marami pa ako maipakita sa mundo at sa bansa ko. Kumbaga, dahil doon, yun din nagtulak sa akin, to move forward. Okay. Kaya for me, malaking factor or malaking tulong ang mga awards. Kasi for me, ang competitions kasi, aside from being a training ground, training ground kasi ang competition actually. Kasi you get feedbacks from the experts.
Yeah.
Or from the guests, let's say, attend an awarding or exhibition, nakakarinig ka ng constructive criticism or feedbacks,
Yes.
Malaking tulong yon. Ngayon, para mag-evolve ka pa as an artist, tsaka ano ba yung pwede mo pang gawin? Pwede mo pa bang ma-develop yung style mo?
Yeah.
Or pwede ka pa bang mag-explore ng ibang genre? So, maraming pwedeng mangyari. Nagsasanga-sanga rin yun. Kaya, di ko rin na-realize, umabot na sa 360 nga local and international awards yung natanggap ko.
Alam mo, huling binilang yan.
Ito nga kasi hindi siya official count, to be honest.
Okay.
Ang bilang ko since first year college.
Okay.
Pero, yung bilang na yun kasi, sinama ko na ibang categories, ibang genre. So, hindi lang siya photography. Hindi lang siya photography. Kasi, hindi lang naman photography ginagawa ko noon, di ba? So, sinama ko na yung ibang genres or discipline. Pero umabot na nga sa gano'n na hindi ko rin namalayan. Kakasali na rin, gano'n.
So, obviously, napaka-productive mong tao, no? Siguro hindi lang bilang artist, but bilang tao, napaka-productive mo. Ako, nagtataka ko, bakit, saan niya ba hinuhugot lahat ng yun? Saan niya ba yung energy lahat ng yun? But, now I understand. Nakaset sa utak mo na may goal ka. At kapag nakaset na yun sa iyo, gagawin mo na yun, kahit anong mangyari. Well,
tama.
Ang ganda. Kasi, alam mo, sa pag-aaral ko bilang isang guro, napapatunayan na kapag ang isang tao ay may passion, may grit, tinatawag nilang grit, Isa ito sa mga mga dahilan kung bakit nagtatagumpay ang isang tao. So,
Exactly.
nakaka-amaze lang na pakinggan ang iyong
Mm.
story. Ngayon, nagkaroon ka ba ng isang mentor na matatawag?
Marami eh.
Hanggang
Marami
ngayon?
actually.
Hanggang ngayon, mentor
Kasi
mo pa rin sila?
mentor ko, no? Kasi,
Oo.
pero actually ganito nga nangyari sa akin. Bago ma-experience ko yung formal training, no?
Mm.
More on ano talaga ako, experimentation and exploration.
Okay.
More on ganun ako. Yung formal training, nangyari na lang yun after kong ma-expose na sa maraming exhibitions or awarding, dun pa lang talaga nangyari yung formal training. Let's say yung scholarship ko sa Thailand,
Okay.
yun, formal training yun. So, foreigners yung ano ko,
Mm.
mentors.
Mm.
Then, yung pumasok ko sa Princess Cruise Lines, nung nag-step up ako into master photographer, may master photographer class naman
Okay.
under Sir Joe Craig na siya namang hinahangaan ko talaga. Isa siyang
Sino ulit?
American
Joe Craig?
photographer. Yes, si Master. Tawag ko sa kanya Master Joe
Okay.
Craig. He's a portrait, master portrait artist
Okay.
or portrait photographer. Siya yung naging mentor ko dun sa master photography class sa US.
So,
So, yun yung naging
okay.
formal training. Extensive training, I mean. Extensive. Talagang
Okay.
masasabi mong training, no? Formal training
Ay,
sa
mga
photography.
ilang buwan yung training mo na yun?
Well, usually, well, doon sa Thailand, it's a week, no? 1 week
Okay.
na intensive. Then,
Okay.
sa US, 2 weeks. Pero
Okay.
talagang full-time yun na training. Umaga
Okay.
hanggang gabi or midnight.
Okay.
Pukpukan na training yun. So, it's a good experience. Hindi lang good, great experience actually.
Mm.
Because aside from the technicalities of photography, I've also learned the philosophical side of it. You know,
Oh,
kasi
wow.
story of the mentor, di ba?
Yeah.
Direkta kang ma-inspired talaga. So, isa yun sa highlight ko, I think, sa career ko, yung mga ganong trainings. Hindi lang basta exhibit or contest, pati mga
Mm.
formal trainings ko. Masasabi kong highlight din para sa akin.
Okay. Nice. Are you still in contact with your mentors until now? Or ikaw na
Yes,
lang?
well, sa ngayon, Facebook, di ba?
Okay.
So, yun yung way.
Mm.
Then, may times din na, let's say, si Sir Joe Craig,
Mm.
kasi siya yung the person behind the Platinum Studio. Yun yung studio na in charge ako sa cruise ship sa Princess
Okay.
Cruise Line. So may times na dumadalaw siya sa mga cruise ship, no,
Mm.
para mag-talk din, no, to inspire the photographers. So may contact pa rin. At ngayon sa Pilipinas, no, pag may chance din, um, patuloy ko pa rin nami-meet yung mga same people, no, sa industry. Kasi
Yeah.
maliit lang naman ang ano natin. Maliit lang ang mundo, di ba?
Mm.
Maliit lang ang industriya. So may mga chance talaga mami-meet mo uli yung mga nakasalamuha mo dati.
Mm.
Meron ka rin ma-meet ng mga baguhan, starting pa lang sa photography, aspiring photographer. So malaking bagay nga yun, yung ganong mga interaction.
Okay. Wow. So, very nice na until now you're still in contact with your mentors. I think having a mentor is crucial because as you mentioned,
Yes, yes.
kailangan mo ng constant feedback sa ginagawa mo. Kung gusto mong
Exactly.
mag-improve, kailangan ng ibang mga mata na titingin, hindi lang
Mm-hmm.
ikaw. Well,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Joe, for sharing that with our listeners. Now, let me uh, move on to a different question or different topic.
Yes, okay.
Babalik tayo sa experience mo sa college. Bilang estudyante
Oh,
ng
yes,
College
college.
of Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ano yung mga
Communication sa
ano,
PUP, yes.
ano yung mga lessons na natutunan mo doon sa classroom mismo na nagamit mo sa iyong craft, sa iyong art?
Wow, very good question. Well, sa course natin, no,
Mhm.
broadcast communication, bachelor in broadcast communication,
Yes.
syempre matunan natin ng communication theories,
Mhm.
yung different aspects of communication. Lumakas loob ko sa classroom kasi sa
Okay.
mga reporting na ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Sanay tayong humarap sa tao.
Mhm.
So isa 'yon. Yung cramming na nararanasan natin, na-apply naman 'yon sa professional work kasi sanay na ako mag-work under pressure.
Okay.
Okay? Then, yung multitasking na ginagawa natin sa work, galing din yon sa experience natin from college.
Mm.
So talagang masasabing may pagkakaugatan yung na-apply natin sa work.
Okay.
Like for me, yung communication, natuto akong mag-sales talk kasi may sales aspect yung work ko sa cruise ship. So
Okay.
na-apply
Yes.
ko yun. How
Mhm.
to interact with people, how to manage your conversation with a client, mga ganon.
Yes.
So, na-apply ko yun. Then, lalo na yung working under pressure, malaking tulong yon. Yung cramming na yan,
Mhm.
kala natin, puro pressure lang tayo sa college, ma-apply din natin yan. Pati multitasking, di
Uh-huh.
ba? Multitasking. Kasi, let's say, may mga professor na magbibigay sa'yo ng sangkaterbang requirements, then you need to comply,
Yeah.
no? Comply agad or limited yung time mo. So, masasanay ka na bumilis sa paggawa or I mean to
Mhm.
comply with the requirements, hindi
Mhm.
lang isang subject 'yan. So remember, marami tayong subjects no nung
Yes.
college. So yung mga ganong tipo na akalain mong pwede mo ma-apply sa work.
Mhm.
Pero para sa akin, ang pinaka gusto kong natutunan talaga from college is how to respect people or how to
Okay.
deal with different kind of
All right.
people. Kasi well, in my professional experience as a cruise ship photographer, we're
Mhm.
dealing with different kind of nationalities,
Yes.
no? So it's intercultural. So imagine mo paano ka makikipag-usap or paano ka makikipag-interact sa isang European or sa
Mhm.
isang Asian or sa isang American.
Mhm.
So, yun, na-apply ko yun. Yung ganong mga natutunan natin sa college. Yung mga... Kasi remember, when we were in college, parang din tayong isang malaking pamilya, di ba?
Mhm. Yeah.
Sa pagkakatanda ko, lagi ako may kaibigan from other section. At hindi lang sa
Totoo
same
yan.
course natin.
Totoo yan.
May mga kaibigan din ako sa kabilang department like
Mhm.
journalism. So, ayun, malaking tulong 'yon yung mga ganong pakikisalamuha or pakikipagkaibigan from other departments. Hindi lang 'yan, pati sa
Mhm.
katabi nating college like the College of Engineering,
Oo.
College of Architecture and Fine Arts, may mga kaibigan din ako doon. So, alam mo 'yon, yung makasalamuha mo sila na iba yung kurso, nakakaano rin eh,
Mm.
nakakatulong din talaga eh. Then eventually na-apply ko na nga yun, sabi ko nga sa professional work kasi iba-ibang levels na ng tao na mi-meet ko, iba-ibang levels ng kliyente,
Mhm.
'no. So, thankful ako for that, yung mga natutunan ko sa college. Malaking tulong, malaking bagay yun para sa'kin.
Naku, siguro kaya hindi ako naging katulad mo, no? Kasi hindi ako pala kaibigan. I mean,
Okay.
I mean personality ko nung college, hindi ako ganong klaseng tao na,
Mhm.
makikipagkaibigan ng basta-basta. Parang let's say
Oo,
I
yes,
have
yes.
I have trust issues, something like that.
I see, okay.
But,
Yes, yes,
so,
I know, I know.
so ikaw, sa pagkakarinig ko sa'yo, so siguro bilang masasabing ingredient ng tagumpay mo ay yung, sabi mo nga, makisalamuha sa mga tao, makinig at
Iba't ibang tao,
ibang
yes.
tao. So,
Yes,
siguro
iba-ibang
ayun ang
tao talaga.
kailangan nating baguhin sa ating mga sarili kung gusto nating magtagumpay sa mundo. Kasi ang mundo ay napakaraming tao. Kailangan natin silang
Exactly.
kailangan natin silang marinig at
Mhm.
makipag-communicate sa kanila. Okay, good. Good to hear that. So, going back
Yes.
to the question. So natutunan mo yung soft skill na tinatawag, yung
Yes.
relationship
Mhm.
skill,
Yan.
sales skill also. Now,
Sales,
pero
yes.
I'm wondering, no, kasi meron tayong advertising course sa,
Yes, meron
if
na.
I
Sa
remember.
COC.
Oo.
Mhm.
So, we need to market ourselves. So, yung work mo ngayon bilang sa cruise line, can you describe to our listeners
Mhm.
your a day in the life of Jophel Ybiosa? Can you describe that?
Okay. Well, as a master photographer, I'm in charge of our premium studio on board. So we
Okay.
have the premium studio on board. So with the photo department, sila yung nagbo-book ng client ko,
Mhm.
or I'm the one that also book the client. I mean,
Okay.
ako mismo yung maghahanap ng client ko from the passengers, no?
Okay. Yeah.
Tapos from there, we will set an appointment for a photo session, yung style ko na,
I
yung
see.
sarili kong style
I
ng
see.
portrait photo session on board.
Mhm.
From there, magkakaroon ng viewing, okay?
Mhm.
Proper viewing. Tapos dun ko na i-offer yung products namin, let's say yung mga anong different kinds of prints namin. Pero what is challenging doon is actually dun sa pag-book ng client, because I
Okay.
need to find the right people. I need to find the right people. Okay? Kasi
How
we're
do you
talking
do
about
that?
premium dito. Yan na nga. Kasi may halong psychological thing na yon.
Okay.
Kumbaga, hindi ko masasabing na master ko na yon,
Mhm.
pero I think naging successful ako sa part na yun kung paano hanapin ang tamang kliyente for a premium studio. Kasi we're talking about premium studio. So, alam mo na medyo mataas ang price ng
Oh.
services nito, mataas ang price ng print. So,
Okay.
yun. Sino ba
Just
yung pwede kong dalhin sa studio?
sorry, Jophel. Just to give an idea to our
Yes.
listeners. So, anong range nitong premium studio na to, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, sa premium studio, unang layout kasi talaga namang private. Tsaka
Okay.
maganda yung... It's a black and white portrait, no? By
Okay.
the way, black and white to. Portrait. Tsaka, napaka-artistic ng shots nito.
Mm.
For sure, matutuwa talaga ang kliyente. Ngayon, yung sa part ng shoot, yun ang interesting part.
Mm.
Kasi I can make them cry, I can make them laugh.
Okay.
Doon lang nila ma-experience yun.
How do you
Yes,
do that?
with
Do
my...
you instruct them? Cry! Laugh! I mean, how?
No, it's a... I don't know. I mean, yun yung unique part nun ng
Uh,
studio. Kasi pag dinala ko na sila doon sa studio, parang nasa ibang dimension na sila. Tapos marirealize na lang nila, ay, napaiyak na ako ni Joe.
ah,
Or napatawa ako ni Joe.
okay.
Tapos yung ganong experience naman nila, maikukwento nila sa fellow passengers or sa friends
Okay.
sila on board. Then, sila rin, eventually, ma-experience din nila kasi through recommendation or referral, no?
Uh,
I-recommend nila sa kapwa passenger na, oy, maganda experience namin with Joe. You need to try this one. Tapos
okay.
eventually, bibili rin sila. So, yung ganon, di ba? Yung ganong part ng sales,
Uh,
talagang masasabing iba, unique siya. Then, yung style ko rin, na matatawag, na na-apply ko successfully, is naging effective talaga. Naging effective. Naging effective yung ganong way ko, nung approach, in terms of shoot, pati sa selling. Kasi hindi na ako makapaniwala, kaya ko na pala magbenta ng malaking halaga ng, ng products and services.
anyway, so, wow. For example, kung ako pupunta sa'yo, ako magiging client mo, so paano ang approach mo sa akin? So, let's have a simulation. Can you
Paano
imagine?
ang
Yes.
approach?
Oo, akong client mo today.
Actually,
So,
depende.
Mr. Ybiosa.
Depende. Teka, wait.
Okay, okay.
Naku, pwede ko ba i-share dito? Kasi
No, it's
depende.
okay.
I
Yung
mean,
pwede mo lang i-share. Yung pwede mo lang i-share.
Okay, let's say you're a Filipino passenger, no?
Yeah.
Hello, sir, madam, welcome on board. Welcome to
Mhm.
Princess Cruise Line. So, una muna kasing part nun is chikahan.
Okay. Yes.
Getting to know each other din eh.
Mhm.
Let's say, Sir Adrian, ilang cruise na ba kayo? Ganyan.
Okay, let's say,
Ako nga pala si Joe.
nakalima na akong
Casualan lang.
cruise.
Casual lang tayo.
Oo,
Ganon.
oo.
Oo. Ganun lang lagi. Casual lang start nun eh. Kasi wala siyang ano eh. Ano ba masasabi ko dito? Wala siyang formula actually.
Okay.
Walang ganon. Walang formula. Bakit? Kasi the way you interact nga, depende sa tao. Kasi let's say, pag nabasa mo na yung personality, let's say si Adrian, seryoso to, ay hindi naman ako pwedeng maging kengkoy sa'yo, di ba? Let's say, kung palabiro naman tong pasahero, makiki-drive din ako.
Yeah.
Di ba? Depende eh. So, walang exact script for that. Walang
Okay.
exact formula actually to uh, to invite them. Wala rin talaga
Okay.
eh. Talagang natural lang siya.
So parang,
Magugulat ka na lang, magugulat ka na lang, Adrian, na pag nagkasundo tayo, I mean, pag nagtiwala ka sa akin, no, sa usapan natin, sa conversation natin, eventually, nasa studio ka na, nang di mo namamalayan.
oh wow.
Hindi
So
naman ako
parang,
nag-hypnotize,
so
Hindi
parang
ako
magic pala to,
nag-hypnotize.
no? Okay.
What I mean is, it's about how you communicate. Kaya sabi
Okay.
ko nga, walang exact words, walang
Mhm.
exact form of conversation na pwedeng mangyari. Kasi,
Mhm.
sa cruise ship, no, pag nag-travel ka sa isang cruise,
Yeah.
marami ring events, no, na nangyayari. So,
Yeah.
maraming ways para ma-meet mo na yung potential client mo. Pwedeng
Mhm.
sa isang formal night na tinatawag, pwedeng sa gallery nyo, doon mo lang siya ma-meet. Kaya wala akong masabing exact formula for that. Basta more on
Okay.
natural conversation siya. Ang importante, the way we communicate,
Mhm.
komportable siya sa'yo bilang kausap. Kasi stranger ka, di ba?
Yes.
Stranger ang dating. Kasi
Yes.
ikaw yung guest, ako yung crew sa cruise ship, doon pa lang
Mhm.
tayo nagkakilala.
Mhm.
So, paano makuha yung tiwala?
Okay. Wow, wow, wow.
Usually, ganon. Paano makuha na, so ikaw pala si Joe. So, pleased to meet you. Ganyan, ganyan. So ikaw yung ganito. So, sige, try namin yung studio mo, blah, blah, blah. So, ganun. I mean, depende sa magiging takbo ng usapan. It could be a bit formal
Mhm.
conversation.
Mhm.
It could be casual, like
Mhm.
parang nag-invite ka lang, no? Pwedeng referral din.
Okay.
Kasi hindi lang naman ako nagbubook eh. Pwedeng yung kapwa photographers ko, sa team ko,
Mhm.
sila yung magbubook para sa akin. So, may
Mhm.
style din sila para doon. Then
Wow, so
eventually papakilala na lang ako. Oh, here's Joe, no? So he's our master photographer on board. He's the one in charge of our platinum studio. So ako na lang yung magko-close nung invitation or deal na tinatawag
mhm. Mhm.
para ma-book sila dun sa session. So maraming ways actually. So kaya hindi ko rin masabi exact na dialogue or
Okay.
words. Basta ang bottom line is magtiwala siya sa iyo,
Mhm.
no, yung kausap mo
Mhm.
at maniwala sa product mo.
Oh, well,
'Yun,
I think that's
'di
the
ba?
heart.
Kasi
That's
we're talking about sales here, no? We're talking
yeah,
about sales.
yeah,
So, may produkto ka talagang ino-offer and service. So, kailangan maniwala sila sa ino-offer mo. Hindi lang sa'yo bilang tao, bilang magaling na photographer, kundi
right.
sa ino-offer mong product and services.
Yeah, I think that's the heart. That's the heart of sales, no? Kailangan i-build yung
Yes.
trust, yung
Trust.
rapport,
Trust,
yung
exactly.
rapport.
That's the word.
And
Yun yung
then,
bottom line,
yeah,
yes.
saka mo na sila, bigyan ng iba pang details about your product or service. So, wow, I didn't expect that yun pala yung work mo dyan sa Princess Cruise. So, it's,
Yes.
in my,
May sales aspect talaga.
from my
Hindi lang
perspective,
siya about
yeah,
shooting.
yeah, from my perspective, it's a little challenging, but the
Mm.
work itself, I think yung taking photos of them, I think that's That's the most rewarding part kapag na-convince mo na
Yes.
sila na this is a really good product.
And the experience, because we
Yeah.
sell the experience, no? Yung experience nila during the session. So yun din
Okay.
yung parang selling point na tinatawag.
Okay. I wish I could hop in that cruise line one day and meet you.
Yes,
And
hopefully, yes. Nangyari na sa akin yan, by the way, Adrian,
really,
no? So may
sino?
kakilala akong, I mean, fellow photographer,
Okay.
although medyo ano na siya, I mean, medyo going to senior na.
Okay. Mhm.
So, it just so happen na nag-cruise sila. So, yun, na-experience nila yung ano ko, yung style ko ng photography sa barko. Kasi
Okay.
iba yun iba yung ginagawa ko sa barko, iba rin ginagawa ko dito sa Philippines, di ba?
Mm,
Alam mo naman
mm.
yung pagkakaiba. So, yun, ang isa pang rewarding part actually, no, nung ganitong kind of passion ko sa barko, eventually nagiging friends ko yung mga kliyente. Naging friends
Okay.
ko sa
Nice.
Facebook.
Nice.
We have, nagkokontakan kami, nakikibalita, o kumusta ka na Joe? Or, ano nang balita sa'yo? Or saan yung next cruise mo? Ganyan. Anong next ship mo?
Mm,
Nakakatuwa. It's a fulfilling for me, no? Fulfilling experience talaga yon. Hindi lang siya about sa sales, hindi lang siya about the art of photography, pati rin dun sa uh, building connections or friendship, no?
mhm.
Laking, malaking ano rin yun.
Ang,
Nakakatuwa.
ang,
Kumbaga,
ang galing.
fulfilling experience.
Ang galing. Until now, nakikipag-friends ka pa rin. Wow. Iba ka talaga. You're the Mr. Congeniality siguro of COC, no? As far as I know. As far as I know.
Oo nga, no?
Okay, well, thank you for answering my questions about your work sa Princess Cruise Line. Now,
Mhm.
we are approaching, I think, the last 15 minutes of the podcast. So
Yes, okay.
let me just ask this next question to you.
Uh-huh.
Where do you see this art in photography going amidst the pandemic? We
Mhm.
all know there's pandemic in the world. So saan mo nakikita ito during this time and beyond?
Yes. So are you asking about my art or the
Yes,
photography? My art, okay.
your art, yes.
Okay, sure. So my art, which is photography, well, na-experience natin tong this kind of pandemic.
Mhm,
I'm just fortunate enough, no, na kahit may pandemic, kahit may lockdown tayo,
mhm.
I can still share my art to the world.
Correct.
Actually, before this podcast, I received
Mhm,
a lot of invitations. My works are being featured na rin sa mga magazines, locally
okay.
and abroad. And I have a good news to share with you
What is that?
na I have upcoming online TV show. So
Oh,
nasa pre-production na kami, no? Hopefully na maging successful. Ah, hindi ko in-expect yung mga ganitong mga opportunities nung
nice.
pahinto ako. Kasi remember, naka-stop ang operation ngayon ng cruise ship. So tapos na yung contract ko.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. I mean, we're contract-based sa cruise ship.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're just waiting for the next contract.
I see, I
So we're
see.
still on the waiting process, no?
Okay.
Pero kahit nga ganun nangyari, kasi I'm looking on the brighter side talaga lagi.
Mhm, mhm.
Hindi ko inaakala na patuloy pa rin yung mga ganitong opportunities like talks, no? Yung
Yeah.
mga online talks, yung mga magazine feature. Well, continuous pa rin naman yung awards na dumarating kasi sumasali pa rin ako, di ba?
Oo nga,
Sumasali pa rin
nababalitaan
ako.
ko pa rin sa Facebook eh.
Yes, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yan. Hindi yan mawawala. Yung international competitions natin tsaka exhibitions. Well,
Mhm.
now, as you know, through ano na tayo, social media platforms.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, may pandemic. Hopefully, magbalik na sa normal lahat para ma-experience ulit natin yung physical thing. Yung talagang
Yes.
makikita mo siya on panels, no? Yung totoong exhibition, actual
Mhm.
exhibitions. So, with this kind of crisis na hinaharap natin,
Mhm.
for me, since I'm a optimistic person.
Yeah.
Parang ano lang to kumbaga pahinga lang sa outside world. Pero kahit
Okay.
nasa bahay
Okay.
tayo during this pandemic, kahit naka-lockdown tayo, sa tulong ng social media, kaya malaking tulong talaga itong social media platforms natin, nagagawa pa rin nating ma-push yung ganitong kind of art. Lalo na sa, digital photography. Madaling way na rin para ma-share natin siya sa tao kasi mag-post ka lang ng picture sa Facebook or Instagram, pag maganda yung image mo, may impact, may quality, maraming matutuwa, marami kang may inspire, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos, yung mga naging interview ko rin, nakakatuwang malaman din kasi may mga nag-message din sa akin na na-inspire sila dun sa talk ko sa interview ko, no, sa ilang magazines. So, tuloy-tuloy lang yung ganitong passion kahit may pandemic. Sabi ka malaking tulong din na yung ganitong quality ko bilang tao, yung optimistic.
Yeah.
Lagi talaga akong tumitingin sa brighter side. Lagi kong iniisip, this pandemic is just temporary. No?
Right.
Temporary lang ito. Kumbaga, pinapahinga lang tayo. Pinapahinga lang ang mundo. No? Kasi for me, ano ba yung naging advantage ng pandemic? Meron din. So, nagkaroon tayo ng mas mahabang time or quality time with our family. Totoo yan. No?
Yeah.
Nakasama natin na mas mahabang ating family. Tapos, lalo tayong natuto dun sa importansya ng kalusugan, ng disiplina, no? At paghanda. So, maraming bagay na tinuro tong pandemic sa atin. Maraming bagay. At siguro sa akin, masasabi ko lang sa kapwa ko photographers kung may nakakaranas ng depression or something na struggling ngayong pandemic, siguro try to divert their attention lang.
Yeah.
Kasi minsan, the way we face problem kasi ganito Kaya mabigat sa dibdib yung problema, wala tayong outlet para mailabas ang emotion natin.
Yes.
Pero kung busy tayong tao or may way para ma-divert mo yung attention mo sa problema mong kinaharap, malilesen yung nararamdaman natin. Kaya malaking tulong tong art. Yung practice natin ng art. Para kasi, yes.
Natutuwa ako sa sinabi mo, no? Kasi, actually, itong podcast na to, tsaka yung mga iba ko pang ginagawa ngayon, nagsimula lang to nung nagkaroon ng pandemic. So parang, totoo yung sinabi mo, no? Sa pandemya, mayroon ding nakabuti. Ito yung...
Yes, meron talaga.
Mabigyan tayo ng panahon upang gawin ang gusto talaga natin gawin. So,
exactly.
Ang galing kasi ang podcast na to, naisip ko lang nung nagkaroon na ako ng project sa aking club na kailangan kong matapos sa certain date, no? Pero napaisip ko na maganda tong platform na makapagbigay ng boses sa tulad mo na may mga nagawa at pwedeng maging inspirasyon sa iba. So, very nice answer, Jophel. So, anyway.
Salamat, Adrian.
You're welcome. You're very much welcome. So, ngayon, bilang maybe my last question to you, no? So, meron tayong mga kurso na tinatawag na STEM, kung alam mo ito, yung Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics.
Yes.
Ang napansin ko, nawala yung A, yung art.
Ayun, yes.
So, sa palagay mo, meron pa bang kalalagyan ang art sa ating mag-aaral sa Filipino sa darating na panahon?
Yes, maganda yung question mo, Adrian, no? Kasi malaking impluwensya talaga ang sining na ginagawa natin. Alam mo, ang sining ay refleksyon ng pagkakakilanlan natin, istorya natin, no? Pamumuhay, kalagayang panlipunan,
Mm.
kasaysayan, yun ang refleksyon natin. Kung sino tayo, kung ano ang ginagalawan natin, kung anong kinakarap natin.
Mm.
Malaking impluwensya ang sining sa buhay natin bilang tao, kaya nararapat lamang na maisama siya talaga, no? Kung ako nga tatanungin mo, dapat merong specific section ang
Okay.
arts and culture. So, hindi lang
Okay.
art and culture. Arts and culture sa mga newspaper natin.
Okay.
Kung pwedeng i-required yun. Kasi di ba sa newspaper, meron tayong sports page,
Right. Right.
editorial page,
Right.
entertainment page. Pero hindi naman lahat may arts and culture page eh. Siguro
Yes.
mga ilang-ilang na ano, or maybe specific magazine lang about arts and culture. Kasi malaki talaga ang maitutulong ng arts sa pagising ng kamalayan natin bilang tao at bilang mamamayang Pilipino. At sabi ko nga kanina, yung regarding nabanggit natin about sa depression, sa totoo lang, may pag-aaral talagang ginawa. May nabasa akong article about doon. Yung yung practicing of art na tinatawag, either
Yes.
photography, painting, music, or dance,
Yes.
nakakabawas yan ng stress levels at negative emotions.
Right.
Kaya nabanggit ko kanina yung divert, di ba? Diversion, yung word na diversion. Kasi pwedeng ma-divert yung attention mo pag naging busy ka sa art, madadivert yung attention mo mula sa
Right.
problemang kinakarap mo. Maraming tulong ang art. So hindi lang siya about personal, psychological, benefits like para mabawasan yung depression mo or negative emotions. Pero as a whole, no, even nation building, malaking tulong ang arts. Pati sa economy, kung alam mo naman na let's say sa Europe, talagang malakas or malaki ang suporta sa art industry nila.
Yes.
Kaya pag sinabing Western art, talaga namang ang laki ng impluwensya. Pumupunta pa tayo sa Europe para mag-aral or ma-experience yung art nila.
Right.
So sana sa atin bilang Pilipino, yun din yung ko nga sana yung dream ko. Sana dumating sa point na tayo bilang bansa dumalaw din sa atin yung mga foreigners, tayo na rin mag-initiate ng mga projects para maka-attract ng mga banyaga. At the same time, makaka-create din to ng trabaho. Creative industry. We're talking about creative industry na pwede mo ring maitulay sa tourism.
Yes.
Kasi 'di ba, if they travel here, it's a tourism, no?
Yes.
Tapos ang ipapakita natin, our arts and culture. Kung sino tayo, kung ano yung mga ginagawa nating obra or ano ba yung mga historical places natin. Kasi marami talaga tayong mapapakita bilang isang bansa sa mundo. So sana dumating tayo sa ganung level na talagang sila naman yung titingin sa atin na, oy, ito yung Pilipinas.
Right.
Isang napakayamang bansa sa sining. Kasi sa totoo lang, maraming talented Filipinos, alam mo yan, na nakikilala rin sa ibang bansa sa iba't ibang larangan. Either painting, photography, music, dance. So, dun pa lang masabi ng talented ang mga Filipinos at meron talaga tayong maipagmamalaki sa buong mundo.
Yeah, totoo yan. May dagdag ko lang dun sa punto ng depression, no? Kasi ako, meron akong blog. Ngayon, may naisulat ako dun about sa pag-aaral sa depression. At ako bilang tao, nagkaroon ako ng depression. So, naibahagi ko dun sa blog na yon yung mga na-research ko about depression, about interventions, how to prevent or how to reduce depression. So one of the ways is actually, you're right, through art, music, photography, and also writing. The art of writing
yes, exactly.
can also actually prevent you from having depression. So very good na meron tayong ganitong mga interventions na nakatutulong sa mga tao. So bilang pang huling mensahe mo, Jophel, sa ating sa ating
Mhm.
mga tagapakinig? Ano ang nais mong ipayo sa kanila?
Well, let me start with this, no? Para sa aspiring photographers muna.
Mhm.
Sa mga gustong pasukin ng mundo ng photography, una kailangan talaga may tiwala sa sarili. So,
Okay.
maniwala tayo sa kakayahan natin, paunlarin natin ang ating sarili, no?
Mhm.
Expose natin ang ating sarili sa iba't ibang paraan ng pagkatuto, no? Pwedeng formal class,
Mhm.
pwede ring through social media platforms nga, meron na tayong mga webinars na
Yes.
tinatawag, pwede ring mag-join ng photo clubs or art
Okay.
clubs. Then also again, photo competitions or exhibitions kasi training ground 'yon
Mhm.
to receive feedbacks from experts and
Mhm.
to show your art to the world, to show your talent. Ngayon, dahil may pandemya naman, huwag tayong mawalan ng pag-asa, no?
Okay.
Ang pag-asa nandiyan lang laging may pag-asa. This is temporary, no?
Yes.
Pandemic is temporary. Magbabalik din sa normal ang lahat. Kaya kailangan gumawa lang tayo ng ways para ma-divert yung attention natin sa ibang bagay
Mhm.
para hindi natin dibdibin ang ganitong
Mhm.
krisis, no?
Mhm.
So, habang nasa bahay tayo dahil lockdown, pwede tayong matuto sa pamagitan ng pagbabasa ng mga blogs, no?
Mhm. Right.
Online magazines, or kahit i-chat mo lang yung kilala mong artist, di ba?
Oo.
Malaking bagay na yun, eh.
Oo.
Kung may kakilala or may hinahangaan kang artist, pwede mo namang i-chat, no? Yung ganong interaction nakakatulong talaga.
Mhm.
So, para sa mga nagsisimula, magtiwala sa sarili, yan. Kailangan din, for me, kasi hindi pwede mawala ang faith.
Yeah.
Importante ang pananalig sa Panginoon at patuloy lang na mahalin ang passion.
Okay.
Mahalin ang passion. Importante talaga. Sabi nga sa isang quotation, do what you love what you do.
All right. Yeah.
Kailangan mahal mo ang ginagawa mo. Para pag nakarating ka na dun sa tugatog na gusto mo, ikaw naman din yung mag-share ng talent mo sa mas maraming tao, marami ka pa ma-inspire.
Mhm.
At syempre, manatili ding humble, no? Importante yan talaga,
Mhm.
humble, no? Yung humility. Kailangan lumingon ka rin sa pinanggalingan mo, tumanaw ka rin sa mga taong tumulong sa'yo.
Right.
Importante yun.
Right.
Na malis mo yung peak of success. At sa advocacy ko naman, lagi ko sinasabi na mahalin at palaganapin ang sining at kultura ng sariling atin. So, yan ang mga advocacy ko na ma-share. Mahalin at palaganapin ang sining at kultura
Okay.
na sariling atin.
Wow. Maraming salamat, Jophel, sa iyong mga sinabi, no? Ako
You're
naman bilang
always
isang
welcome, Adrian. Mhm.
ako naman bilang isang guro ng wikang Ingles, um,
Mhm.
gusto ko lang gusto ko lang sabihin sa mga tagapakinig na hindi natatapos ang buhay dahil sa pandemya lamang. Um,
Yan, maganda.
we 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 can all do some things within our environment. We cannot control the pandemic, but we can control our reactions to it.
Mhm.
So thank you very much again to my guest,
Mhm.
Jophel Ybiosa, a wonderful person and
Thank you, Adrian.
a very accomplished artist, I must say. So
Thank you.
he's very inspiring. So thank you once again, my dear friend, Papi.
Thank you,
I call
Adrian.
you Papi. so
It's okay, no?
so
Good luck
thank,
din, Adrian, sa
uh,
endeavors mo, sa mga projects
right.
or whatever activities you have. Good luck din. So, you know, lagi naman tayong nagkokontakan sa social media. So, I wish you good luck and God bless, no, with
Yeah.
your
I,
projects and programs, whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Likewise, my friend. So, if you have time, if you have further time, I know you're a busy man, even though we're in pandemic, no? If you have time, maybe I can invite you to attend one of our meetings these days, I'll
Mm-hmm.
just send you the links chat box. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
anyway,
sure, sure.
thank you very much. It's been, what's the word? It's
You're
been
welcome.
inspiring to talk to someone like you, and I hope our listeners will also be inspired. So thank you, my dear friend Jophel Ybiosa, and till we talk
You're
again.
welcome.
Bye bye.
Yes.
That's the end of our second episode. I hope you learned a thing or two from that interview. If you have any questions or comments, please drop me a message on my Facebook page, Thinking Cap. Big thanks for tuning in. And please remember, it's never too late to put on your thinking cap.